Hello, today I want to talk to you about couplings on model trains and locomotives. Now there are different types of couplings. I'm going to show you 6 different, but there are still many other different types out there depending on the age, model and which company makes them. Now that one can either be juice or electro-green. They both seem to have the same type of coupling. That one is triang. That one is also a triang 00 tension lock, but seems like Hornby have taken over. Well, I think Hornby's taken over, but this is what Hornby seems to put all on their locos, carriages and rolling stock these days. That is Airfix. Now there's a different variation to that one. Also that one seems to be called a mini tension lock. There's a slight variation to that one, and then we've got this one here which is from Lima. So you can see there's different variations of couplings as you can see. So let's go and take a look to see how compatible they are with each other and see if they can actually pull, like one of these locos can pull a different type of coupling without it coming off. I'll tell you a bit about the Lima coupling. This info comes from LC and DR from the Hornby forum, and this is what he says. When Lima, which was an Italian firm, tried to break into the UK market in the 1970s, they produced models using the technology they knew from processing Italian trains. They therefore made them to a smaller scale, 3.5mm to a foot or HO scale, rather than the British 00 scale, 4mm to 1 foot. It was not a great success. People here didn't like the fact that Lima being smaller looked silly when stood alongside Hornby, Airfix or mainline 00 models, so after a full start they retooled their models to the UK scale and withdrew the HO models. That fixed it and people in the UK started buying Lima 00. So there you go, some bit of information there. I've got 5 different locos with 5 different couplings. I've got the Duke, that type of coupling. I've got this diesel A1A A1A. I've got this electro-terrain locomotor vapor with that type of coupling. I've got this LNER number 8472060 with that type of coupling, and then I've got this old Lima BR diesel with that coupling. Then I've got 4 wagons and a carriage with that type of coupling, got that wagon with that type of coupling, that type of coupling with that wagon, that type of coupling, and that type of coupling with that old carriage there, and that type of, that's the Lima one, which has, what I'm going to do, use the Duke here, go all through 5 of these, and then I'll do the diesel all 5, and I'll do this one with all 5, this one with all 5, and then this one with all 5, just to see. The first test is with the Duke, with this type of coupling, with this type of coupling, with this wagon. I'll put that piece of paper there just to make the coupling more clear, because as soon as I take the paper away, it was just, you can't really see the coupling, but just to make it more clear. You see what I mean? It's a bit more difficult to see. So the first test is, will it couple together on its own? Yes, it will. Seems to be quite happy going backwards and forwards. That test is okay. Next up is this old Airfix wagon. Now there should be a little hook like that one on this, but the hook's long gone, so let's just see. Well, that seems to be working okay. That seems to be quite happy with that one. Okay, there's a slight difference. That bottom bit there is slightly smaller than that. That is slightly bigger, and I think the hook maybe is slightly different. Let's see if they're coupled together. That seems to be okay. this is that triangle, where you can see that. Let's test this old triangle. I'm not too sure how this will work. Piece of paper back. Two completely different types of couplings, as you can see. Oh, look at that. It couples together. Well, I didn't expect that to happen. Don't know if it likes the points though, because it's a bit rocking over the points. Don't think it likes the points really. A bit rocking, as you can see. It doesn't like the points. But it seems to be a bit, apart from the point, rocking over the point, seems to be quite... Oh, and there you go. It finally came apart from the point, but apart from that, so it's a bit rocky over the point. I mean, it's still a good connection, but it's just over the points. It might just come off like I just showed you. So this kind of, if you are going to mix those two kind of connections, just be aware when you're going over the point, it might be a bit rocky. And lastly, this old lemur. Let's see how this one joins up. Oop. Maybe I need to straighten it out a bit. Try again. Oh, it's kind of connected. Well, one thing I've noticed, when it's putting it backwards, I don't know how well you can see that. I can put a piece of paper underneath it. Spoiled it a bit, but it kind of pushes up. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's actually what it's with the, like, imagine this is the connection with the green BB tank, and this is the hook. Okay, it's kind of like, as it's pushing it back, you kind of like push the hook up a bit. I mean, it's still connecting, but so you kind of like push it up a bit. I can see, but when it's pulling it, it goes back down. But as soon as it's pushing it, it pushes the little hook up. So that seems to be okay. So next is the Airfix A1A green diesel D5331. The trouble is with this diesel I've had, I don't know, over 20-25 years or something, and so it might not run too well. It's quite an old diesel. So I've put a bit of paper on there just so you can see the two different types of couplings. Let's take the paper away and let's see how well it does together. Might have to give it a push. Well, it seems connected well. It seems connected well. With the little hook, I don't know how well you can see that, but with the little hook, it's connected quite well. I don't know how well you can see that, but the big hook, it's not. The little hook on there, from this hook, from this diesel, has connected onto this bar quite well, but that's because the hook on this wagon's even bigger than that space. It's like it's gone to the side, so there's only one hook, not two, but it seems to be well. Okay, so let's try, just to show you, so you can see the kind of hook. Again, very similar couplings, but that is a smaller space than that one. Both hooks seem to have connected, I think. Yeah, both hooks have seemed to have connected well. Now this should work because this is the same connector as this diesel. I mean, actually this wagon came diesel mixed freight train set, so this actually came with this, so they was actually designed, so this should have no problem whatsoever. Like so, you see. Apart from this, keep more than happy. This is perfect. The only thing is this wagon has lost its hook, so that's the only thing slightly wrong, but apart from that, once this okay, so let's try this dodgy carriage. I don't think this carriage like this Oop, don't know if this is going to... Don't think it's going to connect. Oh, did something connect there? Oh, actually connected. It's somehow connected. I don't know how, but it's somehow connected. Again, this carriage doesn't... I don't know how well you can see that. It actually has connected. Both hooks are actually connected. So this test is going quite well so far. Oh, yeah, I spoke too soon there. Don't want to come apart now. Time for this Lima Airfix versus Lima. I think as long as one of them's got a hook of some sort and something on... Oops, that hasn't connected. As long as there's a hook somewhere and it's something to connect onto. We're having difficulty connecting it to it. Might need a bit of a helping hand. Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, it's connected. I'll have to give it a little helping hand there. So with this one, you seems to be quite happy. As long as, yeah, I think that's the conclusion really. As long as there's a hook, as long as one's got a hook which can connect onto some sort of bar and that hook can connect well, then all is fine, all it needs. Well, what's happened with this one, that little hook there connected onto that bar there, and that's what made the connection. Okay, so now it is time for the Electrotrine Locomotor Vapor. My only Loco with lights on it, so we'll see some lights on the front, even in the cab there's a light, and on the back there's some lights. This is a very similar, this coupling on this Loco, very similar to Jules coupling, and also it's very, I'll quickly show you now, but with Lima. So I think on the Continental they have a different style to us British, like with Hornby, Mainland, Airfix, Triang. Let's see how this one works out. Oop. Not quite. Keeps on wanting to push it out the way really. Maybe I'll just hold it with my finger and see what happens. Oh, nope, still doesn't want to do it. Just want to knock it out the way really. Obviously push it, but need to pull it, not push it. I think this one will... Oh, what's happened there? Oh, oops. Off. Kind of connected somehow. Dodgy connection there. But somehow it has connected. So that's a different type of connection. Oh, well, that's connected quite well. This should work really well as well. There you go. Oh, nope. I just want to push it again. Well, there's no hook, not working too well. There should be a hook on there. Let me try something different here. Be more fair. I don't know if I should be doing this. Maybe I should have started with this one, beginning experiments. This has actually got a hook on it. This carriage is also from the A1A, Airfix A1A. So it's all like, so the only difference is, like I said, this has lost its hook and it's got a hook there. Let's try this. Oh, there you go. I think that's the key. As long as there's a hook, as long as there's some sort of hook, then that's fine. Okay, it's the dodgy triangle time. It doesn't like this one. Oh, it's got it, it's got it. This doesn't, this carriage doesn't like points, that's all. Electrodrine versus Lima. These couplings are very similar because they've both got this, and you can see this little, I don't know what you call it, thing what lifts up, lifting bar maybe. See, they've both got, and then underneath they've got a hook at here, just there. So it's basically, that's the little lifting bar, and then there's a little hook like that. So let's see how well this goes. It's like it's pushing the wagons out of the way. Maybe I'll just, oh well, have to press it down a bit. Now this is the LNER number 8472, wheel configuration 060. Now you can see both these couplings are both exactly the same, so there shouldn't be any trouble whatsoever. There you go. Nice and easy. No troubles. Similar design couplings, the only difference is that bar is a lot bigger than that bar. So apart from that, they've both got the hook on it, so I think it shouldn't be much of a problem. There you go. Connected straight away. I know I shouldn't really have changed this during the experiment, but there you go. I shouldn't really introduce this to the experiment really, or to started with this, but just to show you the, oops. Here we go. Now that's interesting. Even this has made some difference because that bar on here, as you can see, that bar is smaller on the bar on the Loco. So what that hook on the Loco, like if that's the bar there, instead of actually the hook going in there, it's just like gone to the side. So it actually hasn't, but the hook on here, that's because the bar is bigger on there, it has. So that's, maybe I ought to do something a bit different. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have changed the wagon halfway through the experiment, because this has changed things, you see. Because like this one I said hadn't got a hook on it. Just want to push it out of the way. So this one will need help. Because if this had a hook on it, with like this one, it would have hooked on straight away. See, this is unless I physically help the hook. I need to physically. Oh, I didn't, even though I don't know if it even likes this one. So this is like Frank Hornby hook versus Airfix. No, there you go. It was all going well. So, I mean, it cut this bit. Oh no, it doesn't. No, there you go. So, Triang stroke Hornby, which has got this very large bar here and this hook here. Well, maybe because if you've lost a hook on here, like this one, it doesn't like it. So as long as you the carriage or the wagon's got a hook like this has, I think you'd be fine. As long as it hooks that way, I think you'd be fine. But if you're trying to hook that way, then you won't. You see, so that's quite makes a difference. interesting. It's all about the hooks. You see, it's all about the hooks. So let's try this old triang. This dodgy, not liking points carriage. I think you've seen this now. I don't really need to do the paint. I think you've got. Oh. I think it'd be okay as long as you, like I keep saying, it doesn't like this. It doesn't like the points, does it? So maybe if you have a layout without points, I've got four circuits or 4 loops. My very inner loop has not got no points on it whatsoever. It's just a loop on its own and it's not connected either way. So maybe okay. Anyway, so let's just carry on. So we've got Lima here. Lima versus Hornby stroke triang. Oh. Okay. Last up is my Lima BRD 2785. Now I don't know which of my D2785 Lima British Rail Blue 040 diesels to choose. The only difference is they're both exactly the same. As with the coupling, they both should have this. Can you see this? Again, there's this little lifting up hook, but this one has lost that lifting up bit there, and that could, I don't know if that make a difference, because that makes the hook area slightly bigger, making something to hook onto. That could change the experiment. All okay. Let's try this one, and I've marked them A. I don't know if you can quite see that. A and B, just so, and also that one's lost one of its buffers, and they're both lost on the front, the right buffer, and I've drawn a little face on them. Just why not? I can guess where I got the idea from. So it's just so I can tell them apart really. Maybe I'll choose A. So that's the coupling. Maybe I'll just. Just pushed it right off there. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't like this. So Lima versus triang stroke Hornby. Maybe if I change, maybe if I lift up, put that over, maybe that would help. This is. Oh, it's come off. No, it doesn't really like this type of coupling. I don't think the old Lima and the triang Hornby, it kind of works. Oh. I think it likes this one better. It's actually, because the hook on this one, I think this is a better connection, because the hook's actually, I don't know how well you can see that, but the hook is actually gone up over. So it's like the hook on here has actually gone. It's like through that little leaving hook loop. It's actually made a better connection. So that's a better connection, that one. I think this would be this is slightly better because the hook on here is slightly lower than the actual bar on here, so it won't fall off lessly. Yeah, so that's a better hook. Don't know how well you can see there, but that is actually that's connecting better. And this is the one with the proper with this bit here. The motor in the diesels weren't so old, but with this one I don't think this is going to work too well. There's not unless I think I'll have to help this one. I think I'll have to push it over, so the hook's gone under. So it's like, so that's the hook. No, that's got the hook. So this has got no hook on it. This, so that hook's gone underneath, and the loop bit's gone over. I think that's fine. Let's take a look at the other Loco and see if that does anything. I think I'll need to push this on. I don't think this will. It's just. Oh, that's lifting up the. It's also lifting up the. Kind of working, but it's lifting up the front axle of this wagon, so it's kind of working. Don't think this is going to work with this particular, because it's got nothing. I think we've got used to this. Okay. Not unless. I'll probably need to give it a bit of a helping hand here. It's kind of. It kind of works. about this one of the... Again, I think I'll have to give it a helping hand. Maybe if I put the... Actually, that's got a bottom loop and a top hook on this one. So maybe if I put the... That's a bit down. I don't know how well you can see that. I think that's worked. I think that works quite well. Whoa. Okay, so let's try lastly Lima. Actually, this should work because this is Lima versus Lima, because this is actually, again, this came with this set, so you can, there should be no problem. These couplings are both exactly the same. This is how it should work. So what you do, I don't know if it couples automatically. Yes, it did. But what you've got is I don't know how well you can see that, but basically you've got two little hooks there, and you've got that thing what lifts up. So that hook's gone up like that on that side, and it's gone reversed on that side. So that's why it's got that lifting bit. So that hook on that lifting bit's gone on that hook, and that lifting bit's gone on that hook. So yeah, that's no worries. And then lastly, let's just check the other Loco. I mean, the only difference is, again, that's lost its, I mean, it shouldn't be any. Yeah, and that's connected straight away. There you go. So in conclusion, it's all about the hooks. And so if the Loco's got a hook, or the carriage or the wagon, then it can hook up. It doesn't matter if they're different type of connection, different type of couplings, as long as the hook, I think that's the key to this. It doesn't matter the design of the coupling, the hook is key. I think I've come to conclusion. As long as they can hook up somehow, and it's a good connection, and it can run along without it coming apart, then that's all that matters, as long as they can connect well. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the experience and you learned something. I showed you what 5 different types of couplings, maybe, or maybe 10. I've got 5 different Locos with different types of couplings. 4 wagons and 1 carriage with different types of couplings. So maybe that's 10. So anyway, Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.